Hi, I'm Bernard with She Hair USA. I want to talk a little bit about ombre hair and the patterns and placements. We get a lot of phone calls in the office about, do you have ombre? Or after I've purchased the ombre, the line didn't come out right, didn't look like I thought it would. Why is the line not more blended? When ombre first came out, you have to remember, it was a pretty solid line in a particular place. And I guess the trends changed so fast, it's hard to keep up with production. It became a balayage, a color melt, and all these other names and terminologies and many, many more. And probably by the time this airs, there'll be even more names that we haven't made up yet. So let me talk to you about being creative and changing that line yourself. Even to start with, if you'll look here, I've put one pack of hair here, one pack of hair here, and the ombre line is pretty much in a straight line. Even from pack to pack, that line changes just a little bit. And so you need to decide, if I'm going to use 10 packs of hair on a person's head, mix those packs up so the lines change. It's interesting, we're putting floor down in my house right now, and I noticed the flooring guy does the same thing. He doesn't pull all the flooring tiles from one pack and start putting them down. He's pulling from 10 different packs at the same time to make sure the colors blend well. And I kind of thought about, wow, that's what we do with ombre hair. Same thing, pull from different packs, but think about this. I'm going to do a little drawing on the board, but if you'll notice right here, all of the bonds are in one straight row, so there's a straight line here, which creates a straight line down here. Same thing with the brownish red to a little bit brighter red. So if you're putting bonds in and you're doing a straight line here, you have to realize that that line, as this hair comes down here, is going to end up somewhere like this, even if it's broken up a little bit. But think about this, if I put the hair in at a curve, I can curve my ombre line a little bit. I can put bonds in here and here and here and do a little bit of a zigzag pattern and change that ombre and break it up a little bit also. But what I'll do here in a second is show you an even more creative way. What I would like to do is I'm going to grab a few strands offset here and take a blonde piece that might not even match that exactly, or it does, and put it right over the top to break up that just a tiny bit. So maybe one row of blonde hair or brown hair above the ombre line. But what about if I put a blonde in between every one of these just to break up that line a little bit, bring some blonde into the brown, or if I put a brown in between there to bring some brown down into the blonde. And then something that is probably most underused but looks the best is a strand that has brown and blonde in it together. One of these in between every one of these brown blonde mixes is also going to break that line up a little. You see it's already starting to break the line up. It brings some blonde to the top and some brown to the bottom immediately. So many things you can do, and what I'll do is I'll take a minute to show you some other patterns without boring you with me actually putting it together, and we'll show you in just a second. So what I've done here is I quickly put a brown blonde mix piece in between every ombre piece. So even without zigzagging or curving the placement pattern across the top like I've done over here, just changing the pieces that are in between has broken up that line just a little bit. And so what I'm going to do, just to show you one more variation, one more common variation, is to put an ombre piece, a mixed piece, and then a blonde. And then I'll repeat that pattern all the way through. So I'm going to take these blonde hairs right here. I got about 10 strands of blonde. It'll make it go a little further and you can see a better pattern. So I'll take a blonde and it'll end up being ombre, mixed, and then a straight blonde. So I'll take a minute to do that. So you see what we've done? We broke it up just a little bit more. We went with 3 different colors. We have an ombre, a mixed brown blonde piece, and then a solid blonde. So what that's done is it's broken up this line even more, just to melt it together a little bit. Could you imagine if we did a little bit of a zigzag pattern or a curve just to blend it a little more? Now, of course, the color is what makes a big difference too. We're transitioning from a pretty dark color to a pretty blonde color, which is gonna make the contrast line much stronger. Whereas here, with this red, the color is not much different to start with. So the line itself already blends, kind of blends or melts right in with no problem. Here we had to work a little bit more at it, but we've also got the option to put that hard line in. Some people still ask for that. So you do have the option. Thank you so much for watching this. Many other tips and tricks on some other videos on how to blend some colors by heat sealing them together before they go in. So watch that video too. Thanks again for watching.